Did you all hear about Naomi Osaka? The tennis star has withdrawn from the French Open and announced she's stepping back from tennis. This comes just days after her announcement that she would not do press because of her mental health struggles. She also revealed a lot more about it, saying on Twitter that she's had bouts of depression, social anxiety, and a fear of public speaking. Naomi's decision has a lot of tennis stars speaking out, some defending her, while others are talking about how doing press is part of the job. So Billie Jean King said, while it's important that everyone has the right to speak their truth, I have always believed that as a professional athlete, we have a responsibility to make ourselves available to the media. And check out Serena Williams and Patrick McEnroe's take on it.
The only thing I feel is that I feel for Naomi. I feel like I wish I could give her a hug because I know what it's like.
She is a professional tennis player. She's an athlete, so you have to abide by certain rules, one of which is speaking to the press on a regular basis.
Okay, so Tori, should all players have to do press? What mental health considerations are necessary in your opinion?
Well, first off, she's not a thing. Like, I feel like I appreciate Patrick McEnroe's take, and I understand it was in her contract, but this was a deliberate protest against the idea that I'm a thing that needs to be paraded around when I'm an introvert. I don't like public speaking. She's not an actress in the entertainment industry. She's an athlete, and she's a human being with emotion. So I like her protest, and the best part about it is they tried to double down, and she just left. Now who's watching the French Open? Nobody. So at some point, they've got to revisit this idea that every athlete is something to dangle in front of us for us to clap at, in my opinion.
But she signed a contract, and she's got to abide by that contract. This is no different just because she has an anxiety disorder. This is football, basketball, all the sports, right? If you don't show up to your press conference, you get fined. That's just the way this is. So until she figures that out, until tennis figures that out, you're a professional athlete. We pay you a lot of money. A lot of people pay a lot of money to come see you. We might take a piece of your purse if you no longer want to do press. Maybe that's how they figure it out.
Well, and that's what they did.
Her consequence,
and she also acknowledged that that was going to be done. I think that we're having this conversation a little too early, and it kind of irks me that people aren't coming out in her defense like Billie Jean King and McEnroe and talking about the rules, because these are rules that they never had to truly abide by because they didn't live in the era of social media. I mean, those are really great examples about basketball and baseball and football players, but those are team sports. This is a single person, and she's a very young woman. And I also think we need to at least acknowledge when someone is crying out for help, we try to help them, not exploit the situation. And on top of it, she has Black heritage, Asian heritage, and this past year has been ridiculous and so mentally draining. So the idea that she might need to take a step back is 100% something that we should be encouraging and not putting up more roadblocks or criticizing her for it, especially not right now.
I wonder if you can meet in the middle, and I don't say that because I don't want to take a stance. I just say that as, listen, I've undergone some mental health battles here. I still had to go to my bosses and say, listen, I'm struggling right now. This is what I have to do. And apparently she did speak to some people. She wrote a letter and she had her manager reach out. So to Jeff's point, I do think when you sign a contract, there are obligations that you have to honor. However, it should be fluid in my mind. If you're falling short in some way and your mental health should be just as important as your physical health, that you reach out and you say, hey, Nike, this is where I'm at right now. I can't do it. And I would only hope that Nike would be super supportive. But you can't just go around them. Is that where you're coming from?
Yeah, but then you have to abide by the contract that she signed, right? I'm sure there'd be some kind of medium ground in there, but they could tell her, no, you owe us that money. Like,
well, she can't die over it. Hopefully, I would think they would listen to her.
Yeah, Charlie Sheen, to move on after this, gave a great quote one time. He goes, you don't get paid to do the movie. You get paid to do the press after the movie. That's the fun part. You got to promote that movie and promote your brand. And that's what I think Nike would have a problem with.
We're just in a different time, but I'm glad that we're in a different time where we can talk about it, where athletes are not seen as just purely entertainment. They're seen as human beings. But I do think that we're in a gray area, so I understand where Jeff's coming from and where you and Tori are coming from.